Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today, obviously, you already guessed it, we're back on the K10. So before this video really gets started, I want to show you a couple things I got in the mail for this truck. So first off, I got this big old box. Not really big, but I got this box from wirecare.com. Now, they're probably one of the best companies out there for wiring supplies or plumbing supplies or heat protection, or even there's assorted tools on there as well. Like, they have a ton of different stuff to help you build whatever kind of project you're working on. So if you saw last year, I made some videos of cleaning up my wiring harness in here. I'm using braided looming throughout the whole harness for the engine and a lot of the interior as well. And I was actually running low. So I got some braided loom, different sizes, just to finish off that harness. And then also they have this heat protection looming. I guess it's not really split loom because it's not split in the middle as that falls down. It's not split in the middle. Like you can see, this is flattened, but this stuff is 3/8 diameter. And I'll just pull it out. You can see, like, it's a tougher stuff. I think there's some sort of fiberglass in here as well, but it's supposed to be protective up to like 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. So there's a couple spots under my cab where the exhaust gets kind of close to the fuel lines and a little bit of wiring. So I was thinking I might go under there and put this at least on the fuel lines and maybe the brake lines too, just in those areas, just to be absolutely sure. Like, I'm not sure anything would ever happen, but just in case, it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of this stuff. And it's fairly cheap too. Like 10 feet of this was, I don't know, 15 bucks maybe. So this isn't a sponsored ad, but Wirecare, they've got some good stuff. Then secondly, I have this package from Rock Auto. Now on these trucks, they have carpeting below the door panels. So in the last video, or the video before that, I put the door panels on. Now there's supposed to be these panels on the higher end trucks that go underneath the door panel, and then it has this vent in there, just like where the vent in the door is, to relieve the air pressure. So these are from Rock Auto. Like I said, it came with the stainless screws to put them in. So that's actually probably what I'm gonna do. First thing in this video is I'm gonna throw these on those doors. So this lower piece went on just fine. Had to stick this chrome piece on here and then just kind of bend the tabs over. That's how that is held on, and then just kind of center it there. And then there's no actual marked holes. I had to decide where to put the holes and then drill the holes in the door. The screws are fairly hidden, so honestly, I didn't even measure anything. I just put them approximately where I thought they should be, and honestly, it seems like it's pretty good. I was gonna go ahead and do the other side, however, I hooked the truck back up to power again, and it turns out I actually had that window switch in upside down. So that meant I had to pull the door panel back off so I could switch that. And not only that, but my lock is not working on that side, the power lock actuator. I pulled the actuator out, I hooked it up to 12 volts, and it is working properly. And the one on the passenger side is also working properly with the switch. So the switch is good, the actuator is good, so it must be the wiring. I ordered a new pigtail for the actuator. I'm gonna put that on there. Hopefully that fixes it. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to dive deeper and start diagnosing some wiring. Hopefully that's not the case. I hope it is just the pigtail like it was on that window motor I did in the last video, I believe. But we'll have to see what happens when that gets here in a week or two. So switching gears a little bit, I want to work on this truck a little bit. Now, I don't remember why, when we did the restoration, I put this window in. I had the choice of this window or a solid piece. For some reason, I chose to put this window in, and I do not remember why, because right now, I honestly think it's so ugly. It sticks out, and it doesn't really fit that great. It leaks, and it just doesn't fit the style of the truck. So I actually sourced, this was a couple of years ago, I got a piece of glass, I got it tinted 5%, and I've honestly just been sitting on it. I have not put it in because I really don't want to. And honestly, I'm just so sick of this window at this point. I want some tint on this truck. So I'm hoping this is a fairly easy procedure. I'm gonna try and just pull this chrome out, and then I'm hoping that this weather stripping is gonna be flexible enough still that I can pretty much just pull it out. I do have a new weather stripping for the other one that doesn't have the slot in it for this chrome. I wanted just the black on black look. So I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully try to get this window out so that I can put that new one in. So I did end up just cutting the rubber on the inside of this one. I kept the chrome molding intact. It was pretty stuck in there, so I didn't even want to attempt taking it out and potentially damage that molding if somebody were to want to buy it, say. So coming over here, this is the new window that is going in, and then the new weather stripping as well. Weather stripping I picked up from Rock Auto. Now it was a very, very tight fit to get the weather stripping on the glass. It took me quite a while to fight with it, and soapy water is your best friend. You want lots of lubrication when you're dealing with the glass and the rubber. And then the installation technique we usually use is to get some type of string. Now this isn't, I don't know if this is really string or twine or whatever it is. You want something that's decently strong, but then thin enough that it'll fit inside this little channel where the pinch weld goes. So I started here, worked my way all the way around, shoved it in the pinch weld all the way around, and then I came back and I overlapped, and then I went back to the other top corner. So that way, once this goes in, I'll try and kind of set the bottom in or the top in, one of the two, and then when you pull this string, it'll kind of pull, you can see, it'll pull this over, and it'll slowly start pulling it over the pinch weld to secure the glass into place. So it's a little tricky doing this with one person. I was able to do it by myself on this truck, but that weather stripping seemed a lot more forgiving on this stuff. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it works out all right. But again, soapy water, that is the secret to making all of this happen. I don't know if you could tell on the time lapse there, but this was quite the fight to get in here, like I predicted here. It was a very tight fit, and this rubber is not very cooperative. Like, it's pretty stiff. It doesn't want to bend very nice, but it is in here. As you can see, it's seated all the way around the pinch weld. And the one nice thing about having it super tight like this, I know it's gonna seal great. If you have like a loose fitting window, you're not totally confident, right? You never know if maybe you hit this with a pressure washer and the water doesn't want to stay out. Well, I'm pretty sure with this one, it's going to be weather tight because that is a very, very tight fit. I was working on that for probably just about a good hour fighting with that. A lot of that was because it was with one person. And the one mistake I actually made, so I had my two like pull cords, whatever you want to call them, in the top corners, meaning that I wanted to start and get the top sucked in first. Now I tried that a couple times, and the problem being there's nothing holding the bottom in. So you're trying to hold the bottom in while you're trying to also set the top into the groove. So what I actually ended up doing, I added another piece along the bottom. So I set the window in, I pulled that piece out to sink the weather stripping into the bottom, just this lower lip. So then gravity is holding the window in, right? You just have to make sure it doesn't fall out of the cab like this. So then once you have it like that, you can kind of work your way up the sides and then do the top. So I kind of did it backwards. If I were to do it again, it'd probably take me half the time because I would actually route the string properly that time. But regardless, the window's in. I think it looks so much better than that old slider that was in there, and at least it's gonna seal again. So, and I have a little bit more privacy. I was thinking about doing maybe a 20 or a 35% tint on the sides. Now that is illegal, so I'm kinda hemming and hawing about it. But I think it would actually look pretty good. Leave a comment down below if you think I should tint the side windows, and I would obviously do the wing window to match as well. Just kind of black it out a little bit, give it a little bit more privacy inside. So not gonna lie, this video has taken place over like a couple weeks now. It's been really slow progress going, but mainly because I'm kind of running out of stuff to do until I have more body panels. But the other thing causing a delay is something I was waiting for this dash pad. Now I'm at the point where I can pretty much put this dash pad into the truck. Now this is the original molding that was in it. I priced out some new ones and they're kind of expensive for what they are in my opinion. So I pulled this one out, I painted the middle black, and then I went around with a silver, just like the factory ones have. Like, it looks the exact same, except I'm missing the brushed metal, like those strips that I put on the door panels. It's supposed to be brushed metal inside of this square here, and then over here as well. Now, again, I didn't really want to buy a new one because of the price of them, so I saw there was some vinyl wrap you can buy. I don't know if it's going to be a close match or not. I was kind of waiting to see if it could show up and then I could match to the door panels. If it's close, I'll do it. If it's not, then whatever, just leave it. But that wrap, it never showed up and I got a refund for it. So then I was kind of waiting for that for so long, and I'm to the point where I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna throw this in as it is right now with the black. And if it bothers me too much, I might just buy the whole dash insert, like I said. So then that'll match the cluster bezel and the two door panels as well. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just put it in as it is. It's not the biggest deal to have to take out later, so I'll just put it in. So this dash, like I said in the previous video, I recovered this in fiberglass. So I did spray foam, smoothed it out, laid fiberglass on it, bodyworked the whole thing, and then I put some texture spray on it. You can see it's kind of got, it's got a bit of texture in it. It almost looks like the vinyl texture that was there from factory. So that's a certain spray that I put on there, and then it's just got a semi-gloss black paint on top of it. Then I did these defrost vent inserts as well. I have speakers cut into them for the speakers in the dash. Those were custom made. And I have a lot of hours into this dash. So I have all the parts here for these two vents, and then I can bolt this in, and then here's this molding, or this badge, sorry. I got it locally from a restoration shop. So that was pricey in itself. So I can put that in there where those two holes are. And then hopefully we can try and put this dash in the truck, and that'll really tie together this whole interior. Well, I got it in. It fits pretty good. I mean, it is an OEM dash, so I was expecting a lot better fitment than the aftermarket ones, and I definitely got it. Like, I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. Now, there is some flaws in my fiberglassing, I'll admit. I could have spent easily another probably 10, 20 hours on it and made it perfect, but I already had so many hours into it. I was sick of working on it, and honestly, it turned out pretty good. Like, I'm actually quite happy with it. I probably only spent 200 or 300 in materials opposed to the 600 or something it is for a new dash. So I'm quite happy with it, how it turned out. The speakers look pretty good. The defrost vents are in there. I got all my hardware in. It looks not too bad. So although not really a whole lot got done in this video, that's about all I have right now. Like I said, the interior is getting super, super close, and to finish up the driver's door, I'm waiting on that pigtail for the lock, and I need that chrome strip for the lower carpet piece because apparently I don't have one. So I'm kind of waiting on that, and then other than that, like that's about it for the interior right now until it all gets buttoned up, once the truck is actually roadworthy and I know all my wiring's good and nothing else needs to be added to it. Then I can finalize everything. On the bodywork side of things, the front end is still in the same spot it was. Weather is still not warm enough to actually paint it. And the box, I just washed it the other day, so we're getting ready to work on that. It needs a couple cross members in the back because they're rusted out. So I gotta go buy a couple of those, drill out the spot welds, weld those in, and then I'm going to scuff the whole bottom side of it, get it all black and nice looking, flip it back over, and then we can start doing the body work on it. And I'm not even gonna bother filming all that because it's like same with the dash. It's just a lot of tedious hours, and it's not really worth filming or showing. So I'm not really sure what's coming next. We might be doing a Starlight headliner in the Duramax, so that might be coming shortly here. But that's about all I have for you guys today. So be sure to like this video, be sure to drop your comments down below, be sure to subscribe to the channel, that's the real big one here. And we're gonna see you guys in the next one.